Ask 10 men and women the best way to protect their kidneys, and 9 of them will give you the same 2 answers. Drink more water, cut back on salt. Both true, both matter. But together, they are maybe a third of the real story. And the part almost nobody has the discipline to explain to you is what happens while you sleep. Here is what I want you to understand tonight. Your kidneys do their most critical repair work overnight, in the hours after your blood pressure naturally drops and the filtering slows down. What you put in your body in that last hour before bed either supports that recovery or it sabotages it. And after 60, this is not a minor detail. It is one of the most important decisions you make every single day, because kidney damage does not announce itself. A failing kidney does not hurt. There are almost no pain nerves to warn you. By the time it shows up on a routine blood test, a third of your filtering capacity can already be gone. And unlike your liver, your kidneys do not regenerate what they lose. I have spent 15 years in practice watching this quiet erosion take good, disciplined people by surprise. Men and women who thought they were doing everything right. Tonight, I am going to give you the fruits to eat in the evening that genuinely protect those filters while you sleep. Some of them you will expect. A few will surprise you. And one of them is a fruit that people with kidney concerns have been warned away from, for a reason I am going to explain to you honestly, without hedging. At the end, I will hand you one simple bedtime recipe that brings the best of these together in a single glass. Before I give you the first fruit, I want to speak directly to the man or woman watching this who is afraid they have already left it too late. Listen to me carefully. Even when the kidney cannot regrow what it has lost, you can slow the decline almost to a standstill. People do this every day. I have watched patients in their 70s hold their kidney numbers steady for years, not by luck, but by discipline. They stopped overloading the filters and started giving them what they actually need. That is the entire reason I do this work. I want you standing taller, thinking clearer, and living stronger long past the age the world told you to sit down and slow down. So I took what I tell my own patients, the food, the timing, the small daily disciplines that actually move the needle, and built it into one clear plan. It has already helped thousands of men and women over 60 rebuild their energy and their numbers. If you want it, the link is on your screen. Take it when you're ready. Now let's talk about your kidneys, the real anatomy, not the 12-minute version your doctor rushes through. Each kidney holds roughly 1 million tiny filters called nephrons, and at the core of each one sits a small cluster of blood vessels called a glomerulus. That is the actual filter, the mechanism that pulls waste from your blood and leaves what your body needs. You were born with every nephron you will ever have. They do not come back. So this entire game, after 60, is about defending the ones you still have. 2 forces wear those filters down faster than anything else. The first is pressure. Every time your blood pressure spikes, it hammers against those delicate vessels the way water tears through a hose cranked too hard. Year after year, that pressure scars the filters shut, one by one. The second is oxidative stress, a slow internal rusting inside your cells, the same process that turns a sliced apple brown. A kidney under constant pressure and oxidative stress is a kidney quietly losing ground every year, whether you feel it or not. Here is the part almost nobody tells you. Your blood pressure was never meant to sit flat day and night. In a healthy body, it drops 10 to 20% while you sleep. We call this nighttime dipping, and it is the kidney's recovery window, the hours when pressure comes off those filters and they finally get to rest. Men and women whose pressure fails to dip at night, we call them non-dippers, lose kidney function faster. That is established science, not speculation. So the mission of everything you eat in that final hour is simple. Help your pressure dip, cool the internal rust, and don't hand your kidneys extra work the moment they're trying to stand down for the night. Every fruit on this list does one of 3 jobs in that window. It delivers antioxidants that clean up oxidative stress and protect the glomeruli. It carries plant compounds that relax your blood vessels and support that natural nighttime pressure drop. Or it works upstream on your gut, your uric acid, your urinary tract, taking weight off the kidneys before it ever reaches them. Nearly all of them are low in sugar and gentle enough for nighttime. I say nearly because there is one important exception, and I will be straight with you when we get there. Fruit 1. Blueberries. This is the strongest, cleanest evidence on the list, so we start here. What gives the blueberry that deep color is a pigment called anthocyanin, one of the most powerful antioxidants ever identified in food. For your kidneys, that is not abstract. Anthocyanins are precisely what neutralizes the rusting that scars your filters. Study after study links diets rich in these pigments to lower inflammation and stronger blood vessel function. Your kidneys are, in essence, an organ built out of blood vessels. Protect the vessels, and you protect the filter. There's a second reason blueberries earn the bedtime slot. They're low in potassium and low in sodium, one of the few fruits friendly even to a kidney already under strain. Hold on to that thought, because potassium becomes critical later. A small handful, about half a cup, eaten plain or stirred into plain yogurt, is the move. Frozen works just as well as fresh, sometimes better, since frozen berries are often picked riper. Keep the portion disciplined. Half a cup gives your kidneys the antioxidant load they want, without flooding you with sugar right before your filters stand down. Fruit 2. Cranberries. Most men file this under that tart juice my wife drinks when a urinary infection is coming on. Fair, but that's only the surface. Cranberries contain a specific compound, an A-type proanthocyanidin, that makes it physically harder for bacteria to latch onto the lining of your urinary tract. That's not folklore, that's mechanism. And it matters for your kidneys directly, because infections that creep upward are one of the real ways an otherwise healthy kidney takes damage over a lifetime. Every infection you prevent downstream is a stress you spare the filters upstream. Cranberries are also loaded with the same antioxidant family we just discussed, cooling oxidative stress at the same time. The catch is tartness. Skip the sugary cranberry cocktail, that's essentially soda in disguise. Reach for unsweetened dried cranberries, a small spoonful, or pure unsweetened cranberry juice cut with water. A little goes a long way, and it's a smart, quiet thing to send through your system overnight. Fruit 3. Red grapes. Color is the whole point here. Reach for red or purple, not green. The skin of a red grape is rich in resveratrol, one of the most studied molecules in aging research. For your kidneys, resveratrol does two things at once. It calms inflammation, and it helps blood vessels relax and widen, exactly what you want as your body tries to let its pressure drop for the night. Relaxed vessels mean a smoother, lower nighttime pressure, and lower pressure means less grinding on those tiny filters while you sleep. Grapes carry a quiet bonus that fits perfectly here. They naturally contain a small amount of melatonin, the same signal your brain uses to tell your body it's time to shut down. Not a sleeping pill's worth, but enough to nudge you toward deeper sleep. And deeper sleep supports that nighttime pressure dip. Same coin, two sides. A word of discipline. Grapes are sweeter than berries, so portion control matters. This is not a bowlful fruit. 10 to 15 red grapes eaten whole, skin included, since the resveratrol lives there, is the right dose. Freeze them if you want. It slows you down and feels like dessert, which keeps you out of the ice cream. Fruit 4. The apple. This one protects your kidneys through a back door most men never think about, the gut. An apple is one of the best sources of a soluble fiber called pectin. That pectin feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and a calm, well-fed gut sends far less inflammation into your bloodstream. That matters because the kidneys filter everything in that bloodstream. A gut in constant, low-grade inflammation floods the kidneys with stress they didn't sign up for. The apple fixes the upstream end of that pipe. This is called the gut-kidney axis, and it's one of the more compelling frontiers in kidney research today. There's more in the skin. Apple skin carries quercetin, an antioxidant shown to protect blood vessels and cut inflammation. Peel it and you throw that away. Eat it whole. Like the blueberry, the apple runs low in potassium, keeping it safe for nearly everyone. A medium apple in the evening is ideal, and something slightly tart like a Granny Smith gives you less sugar and more of the good fiber. Slice it, add real cinnamon if you want it to feel like a reward. Eat it an hour or two before bed so the fiber has time to work before you lie down. So far, every fruit has done the same quiet job, cooling the rust, easing the pressure, and we're only at the halfway point. What's coming next is where it gets serious, including a fruit that does something none of the others can, and the one fruit a lot of men have been told to avoid entirely. One thing before we continue. If this is the first time anyone has actually explained why your kidneys need support at night, instead of the tired, drink water, cut salt line, do the work. Hit subscribe, leave this video a like. And if someone in your life carries high blood pressure or diabetes, the two leading causes of kidney damage, send this to them. This is the conversation their doctor doesn't have time for. Fruit 5. Tart cherries. This is the first real surprise because it does something for your kidneys that nothing else on this list touches. Most men know cherries as a sweet summer fruit. Tart cherries are a different animal entirely, and they're a quiet protector for one specific reason: uric acid. Uric acid is a waste product your kidneys must filter, and when it runs high, it does real damage. It forms the crystals behind gout, it's a leading cause of kidney stones, and elevated uric acid is now linked to faster kidney decline. Tart cherries have been shown to lower uric acid levels directly. That's a measurable favor to the organ doing the filtering. And tart cherries fit the bedtime theme better than almost anything on this list because they're one of the richest natural sources of melatonin available. This is the sleep fruit. The same melatonin nudging you toward deeper sleep is helping your blood pressure complete its full nighttime dip, the kidney's recovery window we keep returning to. Lower uric acid, deeper sleep, one small fruit before bed. Use them as unsweetened dried tart cherries, a small spoonful, or a splash of pure unsweetened tart cherry juice cut with water, about an hour before bed. Skip anything labeled cherry cocktail or cherry flavored. That's sugar wearing a costume. Only the real unsweetened version does the work. Fruit 6. Strawberries. They earn their place for the same reason blueberries do, with a couple of bonuses. Strawberries are loaded with antioxidants, including a powerful one called ellagic acid, plus a heavy dose of vitamin C, going straight after the oxidative stress wearing down your filters. They're also genuinely anti-inflammatory, and chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the engines driving kidney disease forward year after year. For a fruit that tastes like dessert, that's serious work. Here's what fits this video specifically. Strawberries are mostly water and fiber, with very little sugar, one of the lightest, gentlest things you can put in your stomach before sleep. Real antioxidant benefit, no blood sugar spike, nothing sitting heavy while your body winds down. They're reasonable on potassium for most men, though not quite as low as blueberries, so if your kidneys are already compromised, keep the portion disciplined. About half a cup to a cup in the evening, sliced, plain, or with a spoon of plain yogurt. A shake of cinnamon if you want sweetness without sugar. Simple. Light. Exactly what your kidneys want as they stand down for the night. Fruit 7. Pineapple. Almost nobody thinks to eat this for kidney health, and that's a mistake. Pineapple carries a secret weapon. It's the only common fruit containing a natural enzyme called bromelain, a genuine anti-inflammatory. It quiets the kind of widespread low-grade inflammation that slowly damages the filters over time, and it eases digestive load, meaning less work flowing up to the kidneys overnight. On top of the bromelain, pineapple brings a strong dose of vitamin C and other antioxidants, the same protective crew we've come back to repeatedly. Here's what makes pineapple a smart nighttime choice. It's actually low in potassium, lower than most men assume for something this sweet and tropical, putting it on the friendlier side for kidneys already working hard. Mostly water, so it hydrates without weighing you down. The catch is sugar. It's one of the sweeter fruits on this list, so portion discipline matters. About half a cup of fresh chunks in the evening is plenty. Fresh or frozen, never canned. Canned pineapple usually swims in added syrup that undoes the entire point. A few cold chunks an hour before bed feel like a reward, and put that bromelain to work while you sleep. Fruit 8. Citrus. Oranges and their relatives. This is the surprise I promised. The fruit a lot of men with kidney concerns have been warned off entirely, and I owe you the full truth, both sides of it. The good side is real. Citrus is one of the best sources of a compound called citrate. When citrate moves through your kidneys, it binds to calcium in your urine and stops it from clumping into stones. Citrate is one of your body's own natural defenses against kidney stones, and citrus tops you up on it.
Oranges are also loaded with vitamin C and antioxidants, fighting the same oxidative stress as everything else on this list. For a man with healthy kidneys and a history of stones, citrus can be genuinely protective. So why the warning? Citrus is high in potassium, and this is the one place in this entire video where I need you to stop and listen without shortcuts. For healthy kidneys, potassium is not a problem. Healthy kidneys clear the extra with ease, and potassium actually helps lower blood pressure. But for kidneys already in decline, later stage chronic kidney disease, or on dialysis, those kidneys cannot clear potassium properly, and it can build to dangerous, even life-threatening levels. So here is the rule. If you've been diagnosed with kidney disease, or you're on medication affecting potassium, do not add oranges, bananas, or any high-potassium fruit until your own doctor has confirmed it against your numbers. For most men watching, citrus is a healthy nighttime choice. For some of you, it's exactly the wrong one, and only your blood work tells you which category you're in. If you're cleared, a few segments of orange in the evening, or half of one, is a bright, citrate-rich way to close the day. Before the bonus recipe, I need to draw a line the way I would in my own consultation room. These fruits support healthy kidneys and mild early strain. They are not treatment for kidneys already in trouble. If you have swelling in your legs, ankles, or around your eyes, foamy or bubbly urine, blood in your urine, a sharp drop in how much you're urinating, or pain in your back or side below the ribs, those are not fruit problems. Those are see your doctor this week problems. And if you already carry a kidney disease diagnosis, are on dialysis, or take blood pressure or potassium-affecting medication, bring these fruits in only with your doctor's approval, especially the citrus, because of the potassium. Food is the foundation. It is not the whole house. Let me tell you about a patient I'll call Eleanor. 67, retired, active, and she walked in feeling fine. Her blood work told a quieter story. Her eGFR, the number that grades how well the kidneys are filtering, had slipped just into the range we start watching. Her creatinine, a waste product that climbs when the filters fall behind, had ticked upward. She was stunned. No diabetes. Barely drank. She'd always assumed kidney trouble happened to other people. We didn't start with a prescription. We started with her blood pressure and her evenings. Eleanor had a habit of winding down with salty crackers or a bowl of ice cream most nights, right as her kidneys were trying to enter their recovery window. We swapped it. Some nights, blueberries and a few strawberries. Other nights, a small apple with cinnamon, or a spoonful of unsweetened tart cherries an hour before bed. We kept oranges in the daytime, once her potassium was confirmed fine. And she added a 10-minute walk after dinner, because moving muscle helps drop blood pressure. A year later, her eGFR had held steady. It had not climbed back. Kidneys do not regenerate what they lose, and I will not tell you otherwise. But it had stopped falling, and her blood pressure was the best it had been in years. For a 67-year-old kidney, holding the line is a win. She gave those filters their night shift back. Discipline did that, not luck. Now, the bonus I promised, the bedtime kidney tonic. The simple recipe that puts the safest and best of these into one glass. 2 minutes, start to finish. Into a blender. A small handful of blueberries, about 1/4 cup. 4 or 5 sliced strawberries. A splash, just a splash,
of pure unsweetened cranberry or tart cherry juice for the urinary and uric acid benefit. About half a cup of plain unsweetened kefir or plain yogurt, bringing probiotics for that gut-kidney connection we discussed, plus a little water to loosen it. Finish with a shake of real cinnamon. Blend it smooth. That's it. Low sugar, low potassium, rich in the exact antioxidants your kidneys want overnight. Something to reach for that's working for your filters instead of against them. Drink it about an hour before bed, in place of the salty snack or the bowl of ice cream that used to sabotage your whole night. A few variations so this doesn't get stale. The plan you actually stick with is the one that works. Want it sweeter? Drop in a few red grapes before blending. Sensitive stomach at night? Skip the kefir. Use water with the berries instead. Don't want to blend at all? You don't have to. A small bowl of blueberries and sliced strawberries with a spoon of plain yogurt does most of the same job. The tool was never the blender. The tool is the swap, trading the late-night salt and sugar for the fruit. Notice the orange stays out of the tonic on purpose because of the potassium issue we covered. If your kidneys are healthy and you've been cleared, keep citrus as a separate daytime habit. Build the tonic from the low-potassium fruits so it stays safe for the widest number of you. So here is exactly what you do tonight. 5 steps, no excuses. 1. Close your kitchen earlier. Make your last food of the night one of these fruits instead of something salty or sweet, so your kidneys begin their recovery window with less to clean up. 2. Pick one low-potassium fruit already in your house. Blueberries, strawberries, an apple. Eat a small portion about an hour before bed. 3. If you want the full effect, build the bedtime kidney tonic. Blueberries, strawberries, a splash of cranberry or tart cherry, plain kefir, a shake of cinnamon. 4. Add a 10-minute walk after dinner. It lowers your blood pressure, and blood pressure is the single biggest lever you hold over your kidneys. 5. If you've been diagnosed with kidney disease or you're on blood pressure or potassium medication, write down one question for your doctor this week. Which fruits are safe with my potassium? That one question protects you and tells you exactly which of these belong in your life. Now, eating the right fruit at night is one lever, but there's another one most men over 60 have never had checked. A single number on a standard blood test that quietly predicts kidney trouble years before your creatinine ever moves, and most doctors never mention it unless you ask. In the next video, I'll tell you exactly what that number is, how to request it by name, and what to do if yours is creeping up.